Welcome to my third book critique. The book that I have decided to feature is called 14 Cows for America, written by Carmen Agra-Didi. This is a story about an African named Kameli who visits his tribe, the Mazaya people, to tell them about the tragedies of 9/11. In his culture, the cow is a symbol of life. To honor those who have lost their lives, the Mazaya people have a ceremony and blessing and offer 14 cows in their village for America. The first lesson I have created to go with this featured text is a 5th grade history lesson. Students will be put into pairs and will be asked to create a Google tour on any of the themes in the book. This is including but not exclusive to the Twin Towers, New York during 9/11, the reaction America had to 9/11, the Mazaya people, the culture of their tribe, Kenya and where the Mazaya people lived, their villages, or even Kameli himself and his story. After completion, the group will post their tour on the Google Classroom that I have provided for them. Here is a quick example of the kind of Google tour that the students will create. So as an example, the Google tour that I created just has a compilation of different pictures of the tribes and the Mazaya people themselves, and I've even included a couple of videos that show their different ceremonies and their way of life. The second lesson I have created to go with this featured text is a 5th grade science lesson. Students will pick a state in America and touch on the climate of it. This could be the state that they live in or a state that a family member lives in. It's really up to the student. They will create and present a fun poster on canva.com and talk about the different climates. This can include things such as the weather, the seasons, the type of houses, the grass, the type of animals that live in that area. They will discuss the differences and similarities of the villages in Kenya where the Maasai people lived and maybe how they live out their daily life compared to how the student lives out their current daily life. Once their presentations are done in class, they will upload their personal posters to the Google Classroom that I have provided for them. The next book in this critique is Madeline's Rescue, written by Ludwig Bemelens. This story is about Madeline and her fellow classmates who lose their poor dog, Guinevere. Devastated that Guinevere was taken away, the girls search the streets to find their dog. They end up finding her, only to find that she's pregnant, and each little girl in the school gets her very own puppy. This next book is called May I Bring a Friend, written by Beatrice Shank de Reginiers. This is a story about a little boy who keeps getting invited over to the palace for tea. Each time he is invited, he asks the queen and the king if he can bring a friend. This next book is called My Friend Rabbit, written by Eric Roman. This is a story about a rabbit who gets a plane stuck in a tree. To solve his problem, he decides to stack up all different types of animals to try to climb them and free the plane. His plan doesn't work, and each animal falls on top of the rabbit. They all grow angry with him, and his friend the mouse jumps in the plane and flies it to save the rabbit. This next book is called Drowned City by Dawn Brown. This is a graphic novel-styled book that talks about the events and storms of Hurricane Katrina back in 2005 and the cities that were affected by it. The next book that I'm going to talk about in this critique is called Grand Canyon by Jason Chin. This is a breathtakingly beautifully illustrated book that highlights the historical facts of the Grand Canyon. This next book is called Show Way, written by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a story about a family of slaves, starting with Suni's grandma, and progresses all the way to Matthias May. It talks about their entire family and how each girl in the family sews these beautiful quilts that she disguises as a map to help the slaves skate to the north. The last book that I'm going to be talking about in this critique is called Anazi the Spider, written by Gerald McDermott. Anazi the Spider is a myth that was created in the Ashtia of West Africa in the country of Ghana. This is a story about Asnia the spider and his 6 sons. as Nia falls into trouble and is eaten by a fish, but his sons use their abilities and rescue their father. Thanks for watching!